This segment paid for by Davis of Freeze Realtors.
It's time for Happy Tappe Home Tips
I'm so happy about this.
with Luke Tappe of Davis and Freeze Realtors
I'm so happy.
on 97.9 Kick FM.
That's right. On this Monday, April 22nd, we bring in the real estate expert of the Tri-States, our guy, Luke Tappe of Davis and Freeze Realtors. Morning, Luke.
Good morning, you guys.
Morning.
Good morning.
All right, Luke, we bring you on today, and we were just talking off the air about this. It's something that a term that our listeners, I'm sure, are very familiar with, and it's a term that you use all the time, HUD minimum standards. Kind of this idea of what exactly does that mean when you're walking through with a potential buyer, potential seller?
Yeah.
All of these different standards that the government has when you're buying and selling a home.
Yeah, I mean, HUD minimum standards. So the HUD is Housing and Urban Development. It's a governmental agency that, everybody knows what HUD is generally, but their job is to just make sure that buyers are getting minimum standards for housing. We're not living in tents. With no air.
Some of us, yeah.
Exactly. So it's just a way for the government to say, hey, on any housing that we're going to be involved with, this is the minimum standard checklist. So when people get confused because the home inspector, if you hire a home inspector, he's not looking for HUD minimum standards. He's looking for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, so he's going to point out some of those things, but he's not. It's the appraiser's job. When the appraiser goes in to appraise the home, he's got a HUD minimum checklist.
Gotcha.
And so when he's going through the home, he's looking for things as in missing handrails. You have to have accessible handrails. Chipping paint because back pre-1978 there was lead.
Lead
Lead in
Used
paint.
to eat those as a kid. Pop them
Exactly.
in. Really
So
tasty.
that's what's my problem.
That's right. They're looking for asbestos. They're looking at home systems, as in furnace, air.
Yeah.
Those things have to be functional. They're looking in the basement and the crawl space. They're looking for is it well ventilated? Is the water heater? One of the big ones is does the water heater have that pipe on the side of it that goes down, and it has to be at least 6 inches from the floor, and that's called a water relief discharge valve. And so if your water heater explodes, it doesn't blast all over the base. It just basically goes to that pipe and it discharges out the bottom.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's a big one that they look
So
for.
that's what that thing is.
Yeah, it's a pipe. Yep, that pipe
more
on the
you know.
side.
For when your water heater explodes.
I was
Yeah.
old when I figured that out.
That's right. So, bathrooms, they're going to check to make sure that you can get hot water to your shower. I mean, everybody, that's a minimum housing standard. They want you to have hot water in your bathroom. They're going to be looking at your roof. Things like, is there shingles missing? Is there, a hole in the roof? Is there, you've got to have sufficient cover. They're going to be looking at foundation issues as in, is there any cracks? Is there any bulges? Is the, one of the big ones is the grading of the dirt on the outside of the home, is it sufficiently,
Level.
Oh, very,
not level. They want it to have a slope. To slope water away from that foundation. The bottom line, FHA and HUD, the minimum property standards protect both the lenders and the buyers from the struggles that come with properties that have significant physical, damage or pose a health risk.
What's so unique about this and why it's important and why you're bringing it up today is if you're walking around with that buyer, right, and you're showing them a home, they may say, I don't care about hand railings, and you're going to have to tell them, like, I know it doesn't matter necessarily to you.
Exactly.
But it will impact, actually, if we're able to get this deal done based on the type of loan you're doing.
Yeah, and another thing that I'm going to be doing, when I'm walking through, with a buyer, and same thing goes for my sellers. It's like, hey, if you want to open up your home to the most buyers that you can, let's get the conventional people, let's get the FHA people.
Yeah.
Here's the things that you can do. But yeah, my buyers will be walking through a home and I'll say, ooh, that outlet right next to the bathroom sink doesn't have a GFCI outlet, which is a little outlet. It's got a little green light, and it's a ground fault circuit interrupter. I know that's a huge word, but
look at Luke with the big terms.
That's right,
today.
GFCI. And it's got to have that.
Yeah.
It's a shock risk,
Yeah.
if not. So it's got to have the handrail, So as we're walking through with a buyer, they're like, wow, you really know and it's just, I don't want to be a know-it-all, but I want to inform them that, hey, these things are going to come up when your appraiser comes
exactly
through
right.
this home. These things are going to come up.
It may not matter to the buyer, but it matters to the deal and getting it done. And that's why, if you're out there listening right now and you're saying to yourself, this is why I should hire a realtor right now, and you and your team, the experts at Davis and Fries, Luke, to help people through this buying and selling process for all of those big terms and things people don't think about, where can they find you guys?
We would love to help you at Davis and Fries Incorporated Realtors. You guys can give us a call, 217-223-9700. Call us anytime, day or night. There's always an agent on call. Or visit us online on our Facebook or davisandfries.com.
Simple as that, Luke.
Simple as that.
We appreciate the time. We appreciate the big terms on a Monday.
Yes.
And we will talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys.